Welcome everybody to look at a new 4K release from 88 Films, and it is 1993's Crime Story. So this is directed by Kirk Wong Chi-Keung, who I've not seen anything else from before. It's an action crime thriller, clocking in at 107 minutes long, and obviously stars Jackie Chan, who I've seen in at least 29 other films, favourites being the likes of Police Story and Drunken Master 1 and 2. Also stars Kent Chong Jak-Si, who was also in Ip Man 2, 3 and 4, as well as the bodyguard from Beijing. And finally, Lord Kar-Ying, who was in From Beijing with Love and Forbidden City Cop. So a special agent is assigned to protect a wealthy business magnate. However, when the businessman is kidnapped in a daring ambush, he teams up with a seasoned detective to crack the case. But soon he discovers the case isn't all that simple. So, this is a far more serious effort in its tone than other Jackie Chan films, which granted does make this a little less entertaining, but it ultimately works. Chan is superb, either as an actor or when it comes to the action scenes, the fight scenes, the stunts, and such. It is well paced, the action scenes themselves are incredible, the production value is stellar, it has its tense moments, the plot is predominantly engrossing, the score is good, and as per usual with an action film from Hong Kong, its action scenes are like nothing that was being done at the time in the West. We have numerous amounts of property damage, which I really enjoy in an action film. I really do enjoy property damage. So, people getting thrown through windows, cars have been crashed, cars have been blown up. There's a whole building that gets a gas leak and just explodes. Like every inch of that building is made out of dynamite, and it's just really entertaining and action packed and just really well done as well. It really sells it when it comes to the violence and the explosions and the editing and the choreography. It's just all on point. Now, granted, there's not a huge amount of hand-to-hand combat in this film like there are in a lot of Jackie Chan films. It's more gunplay in this one, but there are at times some hand-to-hand combat, and again that is really sold nicely, especially again when people are being thrown off of um, thrown through ceiling tiles or whatever and into the onto the ground into glass cabinets or anything like that, and this is all really well done. And yeah, like I said, massive fan of property damage in films, especially when it's done so well. And this is another really rather nice hard box release from 88 Films. To be honest, I really like it. Oh, everything nearly fell out. I really like the hard box artwork, which yeah, it's carried across onto the back. Someone like our video who seemingly are getting a little bit lazy in terms of their hard box artwork, especially when it comes to the reverse. Yeah, do just as good on the reverse as they do on the front, as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, really like that. We also get a double-sided poster, which is on probably some of the thickest paper that I've ever seen from a limited edition release that we've ever reviewed, quite frankly. And yeah, that's great as far as I'm concerned. So we have the new artwork on one side, which again is really nice, and then what I believe is an original poster on the reverse. Yeah, which isn't the most inspired poster ever, to be honest. It is obviously just a shot from the film with a promo shot alongside it and some credits, but yeah, still nice enough. Then we also get a booklet with this release, which is quite a thick one, to be honest. And on the reverse. So inside we have the usual shots from the film and such, but also cast and crew. Then we have A Perfect Crime, An Imperfect Story, Crime Story, the Police Story sequel that should have been by Paul Bramhall. Does feel like a lot like a police story film, if we're honest, but I'd say it's a little bit more grounded in terms of the action. Yes, there's a lot of explosions and gunfights and such, but there's no wild stunts in this. I don't feel like Jackie Chan was really in massive peril as an actor in a lot of this film. Whereas you look at Police Story when he's hanging off the side of vehicles or you know falling through lights and stuff like that, that obviously feels a lot more dangerous and a little bit more out there. Whereas this does feel a bit more grounded, which does suit its more grounded plot, to be honest. So, and yeah, we've also got Working with Jackie, an interview with actor and director Jamie Luck. By Matthew Edwards, and then we've got Hong Kong Blues, a real crime story by CJ Lyons, and then Special Thanks. So this is about 77 pages, I believe, thereabouts. So yeah, do have shots in the film, and yeah, we also have what look like behind the scenes shots as well. It's really cool that this kind of stuff has been, archived and kept in good enough condition to actually be used again. And there's a lot of that in here. But then you also have the explosion that I was on about with the building, which, yeah, it's just truly spectacular, and it does look like a full-size building that is actually being blown up. Now, obviously, a film, when it comes to blowing things up, always look and sound way more damaging and spectacular than they actually are. Obviously, they put a lot of sound effects on these films when it comes to explosions to enhance the look of the explosion, but for the most part, they are really rather quite low scale explosions that are more fire than actual explosive damage, but they still look impressive and yeah, are all the more entertaining for it. We also have several art cards with this release as well, which all have that on the reverse. So we have Jackie Chan hiding behind a car in a shootout, which is one of many. Jackie Chan nearly getting gassed in a shootout. Obviously, not much of a shootout when there's gas around. And Jackie Chan getting harassed. Minor plot spoiler. I'll only keep that up briefly so you don't have to see much of it. And Jackie Chan in a fight. And then Jackie Chan holding a gun again. And then we've got the discs themselves. So the 4K has the 4K on it only, and then there's a Blu-ray with the future and the extras on it as well. So there's the 4K, and there's the extras and the Blu-ray of the film as well. So in terms of extras, well, we have quite a fair few actually. We've got a brand new 4K restoration from the original camera negative, which is presented in Dolby Vision High Dynamic Range, HDR10 compatible. The 4K is 2160p Ultra HD presentation in 185:1 aspect ratio, and then the high definition 1080p Blu-ray disc is also included. Then we've got Cantonese LPCM 2.0 mono with English subtitles, Cantonese 5.1 DTS with English subtitles, and the same again but in the English dub. Then we've got optional English SDH subtitles, audio commentary by New York Asian Film Festivals Frank Jung and FJ DeSanto, audio commentary by Arnie Venema and Hong Kong film expert Mike Leader, Tony Raines on Crime Story, Victor Fan on Crime Story, looking for new direction, assistant director Ping Kai-lak remembers Crime Story, Police Story on Crack, Mike Leader on Kurt Wong's Crime Story, archival interview with stuntman Bruce Law, archival interview with writer Teddy Chan Talk Some, archive interview with director Kurt Wong, deleted scenes with newly translated English subtitles, original trailer, and all of the physical extras I've already shown you already. So, yeah, fantastic film. 4.5 out of 5, to be honest. It's right up there with Police Story, the first one at least, and the two Drunken Master films that I've seen. And honestly, I don't know if there were any more of those, but still, excellent film. One that I highly recommend. Is there any artwork on the reverse? Yeah, the original poster is on the reverse sleeve as well. So, yeah, which I'll probably swap around because obviously we already have the hard box artwork of this already. So no real reason to have it twice, I'd say. But yeah, still excellent film. Highly recommend seeing it if you haven't already, especially if you're into your Jackie Chan action films or just Hong Kong action in general, really, because this is a really of a great example of action films from that country. To be honest, as a yeah, it excels in all of the right ways while yeah, not being really egregious in any other ways. To be honest, it is practically perfect. I guess you could just say that some of the plot is a little bit on the predictable side, but the action scenes and Jackie Chan are so excellent that that's just overridden and completely forgotten about for the most part. So yeah, if you have seen it though, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.